Welcome to our companion channel. This time we talk about an AI-driven operating model, one answer to growing complexity in your firm. When organizations grow, they become increasingly complex and difficult to manage. They build bureaucracy and inefficiencies, they embed norms, incentives and rewards, and each of these fosters inertia. With too much scale and too much variety, any managerial process will eventually stop working well, leading to inefficiency and even failure. IT systems of our organizations generally mirror the firm's siloed and specialized architecture. Although often improving efficiency and responsiveness and driving additional economies of scale, variety, and individual solutions, technology did not change the structure of the enterprise, but mirror their ineffectiveness. Inefficiencies and frictional losses become painfully apparent, especially in this current crisis, and put additionally pressure on the profitability of some ailing business models. So, how to overcome these problems that annoy us every day? Let's have a look how others master the challenge. Quote, "All teams will henceforth expose their data and functionality through service interfaces. Teams must communicate with each other through these interfaces. There will be no other forms of inter-process communication allowed, no direct linking, no direct reads of another team's data store, no shared memory model, no backdoors whatsoever. The only communication allowed is via service interface calls over the network. All service interfaces, without exception, must be designed from the ground up to be externalizable. That is to say, the team must plan and design to be able to expose the interface to developers in the outside world. No exceptions. Anyone who doesn't do this will be fired. Thank you. Have a nice day." End of quote. This letter was written by Jeff Bezos, CEO from Amazon, to his employees in Imagine, early March 2002. That was the moment when the online bookseller Amazon threatened to choke on its own complexity through rapid growth. Ever smaller division of labor had created a complexity of work streams and IT systems that made the company almost unable to move. That was the moment when Bezos began to restructure his company into an AI-driven operating model. What does that precisely mean, an AI-driven operating model? An artificial intelligence-driven operating model uses data and machine learning in order to automate working processes and even business decisions. At Amazon and more other companies, intelligent automatization does not only replace repetitive work streams like accounting or line production. The more data you get, the more AI treats decision-making as a science, which does not need human interaction. Analytics systematically convert internal and external data into predictions, insights, and choices, which in turn guide and automate operational workflows. AI sets the prices of headphones and polo shirts on Amazon, recommends songs on Spotify, matches buyers and sellers on Indigo's marketplace, decides which cars offer rides on Lyft and Uber. AI runs the show. There is no longer a manager approving loans or vacation to employees, no financial service firms employees providing financial advice to customers, no representative of health insurance companies authorizing consumer medical expenses. Oddly enough, the AI that can drive all this often isn't that sophisticated. You need only a computer system to be able to perform tasks traditionally handled by people, what is often referred to as weak AI. in comparison to strong AI, which is simulating, for example, human reasoning. In the core of an AI-driven operating model stands an AI factory, which contains 4 components. First, the data pipeline, the semi-automated process that gathers, cleans, integrates, and safeguards data in a systematic, sustainable, and scalable way. Second, algorithms which generate predictions about future states or actions of the business. Third, an experimentation platform on which hypotheses regarding new algorithms are tested to ensure that their suggestions are having the intended effect. Fourth, the IT infrastructure, the system that embeds this process in software and connects it to internal and, in given case, to external users. An Amazon employee who's in charge of suppliers offering their products on Amazon's platform, by the way, 40% of all goods distributed by Amazon are provided by third-party suppliers, works like this. Based on the application with the underlying software libraries and data, the employee personally contacts a supplier and negotiates conditions of the cooperation. All the underlying information, frequency of selling products from this supplier, his products most wanted by Amazon's customers, recommendation for prices and distribution of revenue between Amazon and the supplier, are generated by the AI factory. That Amazon uses its negotiating power to squeeze its suppliers at a maximum, that's another story. So what happens when a firm that has competed in a traditional market starts to compete with a firm based on digital operating model? For decades, IT has been used to enhance the performance of specific functions and organizational units. Traditional enterprise systems reinforce silos and the division across functions and product lines. In traditionally organized companies, that has led to rapid increase of consumers and users in the beginning. But the more specific users' needs became, and the more the company has tried to satisfy them, the more value of the company has been lost due to destruction of productivity. Take HSBC, Ford Motor Company, Borders or Marriott Hotels as examples. On the contrary, organizations like Amazon, Airbnb, Waymo, or the Chinese financial service company Ant Financial excel on connecting businesses, aggregating the data that flows among them, and extracting its value through analytics. AI-driven operating models have the upper hand in terms of productivity and outreach to customers and users. No excuses. You don't have to be a startup to digitize your processes and workflows. And please don't complain about the fragmented IT landscape in your company, a status that does not allow generating data for an AI solution. We do not even have the digital readiness. How can we try to reach the stars of AI? Yes, you do have to confront silos and fragmented legacy systems, add capabilities, and retool your culture. We all are aware that the introduction of a new enterprise system almost always fails, is at least many times more expensive than initially thought, or paralyzes the entire company for years. And we also know what Jeff Bezos farsightedly described in 2002. All starts with changing the habits of your organization by using one common data and communication platform. But 18 years since 2002 in software development is an eternity. Meanwhile, there are software solutions in the market which aggregate different IT systems and self-engineered solutions of single departments into one unified database layer. The benefit of such an initial investment in a unified interface and building on that an intelligent operating model exceeds by far the transaction costs of traditional IT and workflow approach. It takes courage to go down this road and break completely with established procedures like Bezos did 18 years ago. But breaking habits, it's our job as leaders. The consequences of an AI-driven operating model for your business, for transforming the nature of almost every job, regardless of occupation, income level, and specialization in your organization, that's another story for next time in our companion channel.